So get this, now you can actually expect to see some differences when it comes to this year's ads.
Yeah, here with us now to dive into the trends is Rajesh Bagchi, professor of marketing at Virginia Tech's Pamplin College of Business. Professor Bagchi, thanks so much for joining us.
I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
So the Super Bowl, we know it's a showcase for companies to show off innovations, but how much research and resources go into making these multi-million-dollar ads?
Tremendous amount of resources and research goes into it. I mean, you hear the $7 million for a 30-second spot everywhere. What you don't hear are the production costs, the cost to hire staff, and all of that. So production costs can be like easily up to about $3-4 million per commercial. And on top of that, I mean, the celebrities, some of them, it can cost you like 10 million or more to hire them. But this is just the cost aspect. If you think about the other resources, there's a lot of planning that goes into it, right? For that 1 30-second ad that you have. There's a lot of pre-testing, you look at creatives and also, the trends, right? So a lot of the Super Bowl ads, if you see, they are actually connecting with the pulse of the nation and the world. So what that does is, interestingly, some people can plan their ads much in advance, but others wait all the way until January because they don't really know what the pulse and sentiment of the customer base is going to be. So yes, overall, there's a lot of research, there's a lot of planning, a lot of money, a lot of heartbreaks, and a lot of very long hours go into it.
Well, I know as someone who watches for the halftime show and the commercials, I look forward to some of those long-term brands. And I'm not going to say them out loud, but there are certain ones that I look forward to. Now, in your prediction, are there going to be certain trends where certain brands are going to be there for their commercials, or are there going to be some people that we typically see that are going to sit out this year?
So I think there'll be a mix of both. So one of the things that happened last year, we saw influx of a lot of new brands coming in. I think we'll see less of that this year. So one of the things that we will see more of probably are beer ads, because I think you know that Anheuser-Busch had a 34-year exclusivity contract with NFL, and they have just walked away from it. So it doesn't mean that they're not going to advertise, but you're going to see a lot more beer ads, whether it's from Coors, you're going to see other alcohol ads and stuff like that. Some of the companies that are going to step back are companies like Meta, BMW. You're not going to see much from them. Of course, if you remember last Super Bowl, some people called it the crypto bowl because, there were a lot of crypto ads. We probably will not see much of that this year, given, what is happening in the world around us, but also what happened to FTX and so on. So yes, in terms of the brand's continuing relationship, yes, you will see that. Because, where else will you get like 100, 200 million captive audience watching not just the game, but also excited about what the brands have to offer? So Super Bowl is, one large event, marketing event where brands get this wonderful opportunity to re-engage with their customer base, tell them what is new about them, and ultimately to say that they are connected with the audience, right? That, they are with us, they are sharing our joys and sorrows. So yes, I expect many brands to continue.
Now, Professor, it seems more companies are leaning on celebrity star power to boost sales and ad recognition. Will big names become a must for Super Bowl ads in the future?
That's an interesting question. So generally speaking, celebrities account for about 1/3 of all the ads that we see out. But when you look at Super Bowl, you'll see almost 70% of the ads, have celebrities in them. And I think there are at least two reasons for this. One is Super Bowl is one of those times where, you have like 50 minutes of ads. So you might see about 100 ads. So people are competing for space. And all of the brands want to make a splash. So, one way to get recognized and remembered is when you use celebrities. But the other thing that is also happening is your consumer segment is changing. So Gen Z, for instance, some statistics say that about 70% of Gen Z, they are influenced by celebrities. And this is much more than previous generations. So this has also led to an increase in influx of bringing celebrities in.
All right, one last question. Who do you think is going to win?
That's a tough one. I'm not going to answer that. I have to say I have, I studied in Cincinnati, so I was quite disappointed with what happened, with the Bengals. But, I'm going to I'm going to enjoy the game, and I'm looking forward to watching all the commercials. And that is it's going to be an exciting evening. That's all I can say.
All right,
Good answer.
Professor. Very politically correct answer. Professor Rajesh Bakshi of Marketing at Virginia Tech, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you so much again for the opportunity.